Hey everyone. We just wanted to give you a content warning going into this episode. This Hoe Got Roaches by Quan Millz is not like our normal content. Due to its popularity online, we have chosen to review it in a serious literary fashion. Nonetheless, there is some adult content discussed and profane language throughout this episode. If this isn't your cup of tea, join us next week for The Wager by David Grann. Now, let's get into the show. Welcome, book lovers, to Cliffhangers and Page Turners, episode 21.
Great to be here.
Today, we are diving into a book that, well, it makes a statement right from the cover. This Hoe Got Roaches in Her Crib by Quan Millz.
Definitely a title that grabs your attention and maybe makes you pause.
Absolutely. And let's just be upfront. The title signals exactly what you're getting into. This is raw, gritty, really graphic urban fiction.
Yeah, unflinching is the word.
So our talk today is going to reflect that. Think of it like, our most honest book club session, grappling with some really challenging material.
Right. We're here to unpack the story, these incredibly complex, often disturbing characters, and the frankly shocking events. Try and figure out what the author's getting at.
Quan Millz definitely has a style known for these visceral, almost uncomfortably real pictures of urban life.
And this book just throws you in, no easing into it. It warns you straight off this isn't going to be a cozy read.
So let's unpack this. Chapter 1. We're immediately plunged into Fred Quisha's world. She really sets the tone. What's our first take on her and, well, her place?
Well, what's kind of insightful right away is how the author uses her environment, that apartment, to basically tell us who she is.
Right.
We meet her. The place is overrun with roaches. I mean, overrun. And she's complaining she's hungry, needs to get her pussy ate, as the book puts it.
Yeah, the language is direct.
Very. And the author even gives the roaches personalities, like Daddy Roach Sr. leading his family towards some old pizza crust.
And her solution, a flip-flop.
A Walmart flip-flop, yeah. And then you learn about her background, Cabrini Green in Chicago. The author presents this art of killing roaches, not as like a bad habit, but as a survival skill learned young.
A product of her environment, then.
Very much so. There's a pretty stark commentary suggesting how deep poverty can almost twist survival instincts into something else, something destructive.
And it's not just the roaches, is it? Her whole lifestyle, her personal habits, they're laid bare.
Oh, completely. The author doesn't pretty anything up. We see her, putting out a peach Philly blunt and spit, looking for her new parts. And the physical description, 5'5", 213 pounds, the plump, undefined midriff, the drooping titties with piercings, tattoos. It's not just describing her body.
No, it feels like more than that.
It feels like a metaphor for her life. Kind of chaotic, uncared for, maybe. Right. And the fact she views every day as a fucking weekend, unemployed, but planning to use her daughter Maya's disability check.
For hair and nails.
For hair, nails, feet. It just screams self-absorption, like a really warped sense of what's important.
That definitely paints a picture of her priorities.
Yeah.
And, this brings up the question of responsibility, not just hers, but maybe systemic issues, too. How does the author link her situation to the landlord, Mr. Garrison, and Section 8?
Yeah, the author connects it directly to this cycle of neglect. You've got Mr. Garrison, the slumlord, who basically pays his functional crackhead ex-brother-in-law, Glenn.
Right, for maintenance.
For spotty maintenance, exactly. And Fred Quisha, who seems somehow immune to the roach situation, she doesn't call the CHA hotline because she's always late on her part of the rent. So it's this weird dysfunctional balance. She kind of benefits from his neglect because he just wants his steady check from the government, as the author puts it.
Even though he could get fined or banned from Section 8?
Right. It suggests the system, meant to help, can get stuck. Exploited maybe, or just bogged down by everyone involved kind of looking the other way. Negligence and apathy.
Okay, let's shift focus now to Maya. Her experience is, well, it's tough to read. The author is really direct about Fred Quisha's treatment of her. Can you walk us through those early interactions?
Yeah, it's profoundly disturbing. Right away, Fred Quisha's just screaming at Maya, calling her little hoe, constant verbal abuse, threats.
It's just awful.
Awful. And Maya's room, it's described as a large utility closet, which is, ironically, the cleanest place in the apartment.
Wow.
And there's that specific incident, forcing Maya to kill a roach with her bare hand.
Oh, God.
And immediately after, Fred Quisha slaps her right across the face. The contrast is so stark, too. Maya gets dollar store toys, hand-me-downs. Her brothers, Kimani and Zymir, they get new Jordans, PlayStations, phones.
So Maya's clearly the target.
Clearly. She's getting all of Fred Quisha's built-up anger and resentment. It's just heartbreaking neglect and abuse both emotional and physical.
It feels like such a complex situation.
Yeah.
And the author ties Fred Keisha's abuse back to Austin, Maya's dad, right? Which opens up big questions about the legal side, parental rights.
Absolutely. The book shows Austin trying really hard to get custody for his mother, Mrs. Watkins. But Judge Kathleen Steinberg keeps denying it.
What's the judge's reasoning?
Well, the book says the court couldn't trust the family of a man who is a reputed gang member and gun trafficker. Plus, Maya has an ADHD diagnosis.
And they use that against her.
Yeah, the judge apparently said her testimony was not trusted because of it. Meanwhile, Fred Keisha plays the system perfectly, presents herself as this struggling single mother.
And gets full custody.
Full custody. The author strongly implies it's mostly for the government benefits and the tax write-off. A really damning look at how the legal system can sometimes value appearances, or maybe certain biases, over a child's actual safety and well-being.
But Maya does get a break, right? When she visits her grandmother, Mrs. Watkins. Tell us about her and how different that environment is.
Oh, it's night and day. Mrs. Watkins is like this beacon of stability. She's 61, retired special ed teacher, lives in a nice suburban home in Madison. She's described as remarkably shaped, elegant.
A total contrast to Fred Keisha's world.
Completely. And her reaction when she picks Maya up from Fred Keisha's place?
Yeah.
The smell alone. The author lists this whole aromatic melange: fishy pussy, alcohol, cigarettes, roach spray, fried chicken, piss, booty cheese. It's just overpowering.
Just reading that description is intense.
It is. And at Mrs. Watkins' house, cleanliness, abundant food. Maya gets to eat her fill. At Golden Corral, fried chicken, mashed potatoes, all her favorites. And Mrs. Watkins immediately notices things like Maya's rotting teeth, her weight loss, signs of serious neglect.
And the Princess Tiana dress.
Oh, that moment is so touching. Maya's sheer joy over that dress and crown for the daddy-daughter dance. It really shows you how starved she is for simple kindness and care.
That difference between the two worlds is so striking. What do you think the author's really highlighting with Maya's reaction to just basic decency?
I think it underscores just how desperate Maya is for normalcy, for kindness, for care. Her excitement over food and a dress isn't just, a kid being happy. It's like this visceral reaction to finally getting something she's been so deeply deprived of.
Right.
It really shows the depth of the neglect and the emotional damage. Her tears aren't just happy tears. They feel like a release of all this pent-up sadness.
Yeah.
It makes you realize how transformative just a little bit of stability can be for a child in her situation.
Yeah. Meanwhile, you have Austin. He's in jail, doesn't seem to know the full extent of what Maya's going through.
Right. He knows things are bad, but maybe not how bad.
And he's pinning his hopes on this daddy-daughter dance. What's his backstory, and why is this dance so important to him?
So Austin, they call him MC or Morris. He's actually from a decent background in Chatham, middle-class Chicago. But he got caught up in gun trafficking.
Okay.
Now he's doing 2 years in Cook County Jail for a probation violation. His release is coming up, July 1st. And he genuinely seems to want to turn things around. This dance, the jail's 5th annual one, it's his chance to reconnect with Maya before he gets out.
A chance for redemption, maybe?
Exactly. And the stakes feel even higher for him because he just heard about another inmate, DeMario. His daughter was killed in a shootout that same morning.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So that news really hits Austin hard, makes him even more determined to be a good father. This dance becomes hugely symbolic for him.
But then fate, or maybe just bad luck, steps in. That reunion he's so desperate for gets derailed. What happens on the way to the jail?
It's just crushing. Mrs. Watkins and Maya are on the Dan Ryan Expressway, heading to the jail, and they get into a bad car accident.
Oh, no.
Yeah, the car's totaled. And because the jail has this super strict 6 p.m. entry deadline for the dance, for security reasons, they miss it.
Just like that after everything.
Just like that. The author really drives home how sometimes, despite everyone's best intentions, things just fall apart.
Yeah.
Bureaucracy, bad luck.
And Austin's reaction.
Devastated. He just breaks down, crying in the bathroom, feeling totally cheated. There's actually a poignant moment where Officer Clayton, the supervisor, finds him. Clayton shows real sympathy, even shares that he lost his own daughter, Mariah. It's a brief moment of shared human grief.
That's incredibly sad. How does the author use this missed connection to sort of ramp up the stakes? It highlights the system's rigidity, doesn't it?
Absolutely. It masterfully shows the fragility of hope within that kind of environment. For Austin, it's this brutal reminder of his powerlessness, even overseeing his own child while locked up.
Right.
And for Mrs. Watkins, it's another major setback in her efforts to bring any kind of joy or stability to Maya. It really amplifies the emotional weight by showing how, even when they try to do the right thing, life and inflexible rules can just smack them down. It makes their struggle feel even more desperate.
So, after this huge disappointment, Mrs. Watkins is even more fired up to get Maya out of there. She tries the official channels again, right? Austin's old lawyer, DCFS. What happens there?
Yeah, she doubles down, but hits brick walls. Austin's former lawyer, Alton Jones, basically brushes her off, says family law isn't his thing, and crucially, that a judge won't act just on a child's hearsay. They need more concrete proof.
Which is hard to get in cases of neglect or emotional abuse.
Exactly. And when she calls the DCFS hotline, it's the same story.
Yeah.
Slow, bureaucratic. They need documentation, evidence. Maya's word isn't enough, especially without obvious physical signs of abuse. It really highlights a major gap in the system, you know. It's set up to react to visible harm, leaving kids suffering from other forms of abuse kind of stuck.
It's so frustrating. And there was also the worry about where Maya might end up if DCFS did step in. Wasn't there.
Right. That's another layer of the problem. Even if they removed Maya from Treadkeisha, there's no guarantee she'd go to Mrs. Watkins. Because of legal guardianship rules, she might end up with Treadkeisha's mother, Maya's maternal grandmother, instead.
Which might not be any better.
Exactly. It's this awful catch-22 for Mrs. Watkins. The system designed to protect kids is slow, demands proof she can't easily get, and might not even place Maya where she'd be safest.
While Mrs. Watkins is going through all this, fighting the system, Treadkeisha is, well, she's out living her life. The author shows us a very different set of priorities. What's she up to?
Oh, it's a really jarring contrast. Treadkeisha's out clubbing with her friends, Keisha and Antoinette, dancing to Cardi B. There's this scene where she gets Antoinette to accidentally spill a drink on some woman just so Treadkeisha can get closer to a guy named Trell.
Wow, ruthless.
Completely.
Yeah.
And the author includes these incredibly explicit descriptions of Treadkeisha's sexual encounters earlier that day with other men, Deontay and Marvin. Language like, pussy must was hot and rank and slurp on a dick and drink nut like it's a motherfucking vanilla bean frappuccino.
Okay, that's extremely graphic.
Extremely. And then her encounter with Trell in the back of the Uber is just as explicit. It's all there to just hammer home her complete self-absorption, her total lack of boundaries or concern for consequences. She's just driven by impulse and immediate gratification.
Those scenes are really intense. Why do you think the author goes that far? Is it just shock value, or is there more to it in terms of her character?
I think it's more than just shock. It's about emphasizing the absolute depth of her self-centeredness, maybe her moral decay. It paints her as someone completely detached from any sense of responsibility or, frankly, basic decency. And then comes the really shocking part.
There's more.
Oh, yeah. It's revealed to her hairdresser, Paulette, that Treadkeisha is 8 weeks pregnant.
Okay.
And the father is her 12-year-old son, Kimani.
Wait, what?
Yeah, it's explicitly stated. And Treadkeisha's reaction, her plan. Keep the baby. Why? For more SSI money and to eventually buy a hot pink Benz.
That is horrifying.
It's horrifying. It's the absolute rock bottom, isn't it? It shows a level of moral bankruptcy that's almost incomprehensible. Life, even one conceived under such horrific circumstances, is just a commodity to her, a means to an end.
Unbelievable. So with the system failing her and knowing things like that are potentially happening, Mrs. Watkins reaches a breaking point, right? She makes a huge decision. What happens?
She does. Maya's just begging her, Grandma, please don't make me go inside there. I can't. I'm just too scared, please. And after dealing with the lawyer, DCFS, everything, Mrs. Watkins just snaps.
You can feel her desperation.
Totally. She says it out loud. Fuck the law.
Yeah.
I'll go to jail before my granddaughter goes into that hellhole. Her son, Jonah, who's with her, he's hesitant at first, but then he gets it. He says, I would too, Mama. I would too. You're right. Fuck that. I'll go to jail too.
And they just drive away with Maya.
They drive away,
Yeah.
defying Treadkeisha's legal custody. Just take her.
That moment feels huge. Mrs. Watkins choosing to break the law. How does the author use that? Is it about morality versus the legal system?
I think that's exactly it. It puts personal morality directly against legal obligation. The author forces you, the reader, to ask, what's right when the law seems unable or unwilling to protect an innocent child?
Yeah.
Mrs. Watkins' choice is this act of pure, desperate love. It's an ethical stand, really. It makes you question if following a broken system is always the moral choice, or if sometimes breaking it is the only way to achieve actual justice. Leaves you wondering what you do.
Definitely a powerful moment. But just when you think maybe things are looking up for Maya, the author hits us with one last twist, focused on Austin. What's the final blow?
It's brutal. First, there's this brief moment of hope. Officer Clayton, remember him? He feels bad about the missed dance and arranges a special late-night meeting for Austin and Maya in the empty dance hall.
Oh, that's kind of him.
Yeah, they get this incredibly emotional reunion. Hugging, dancing, Maya crying, "Dad, D-Y-Y-Y-Y." It's beautiful, but fleeting.
Because
Because the epilogue flashes back to earlier that same day. Austin's friend, Terrence, gets fatally shanked by a corrections officer in the library.
Oh, my God.
Austin sees it, intervenes. He gets into this violent fight with the officer and ends up slicing the officer's neck with the shank.
No!
The very last image is Austin holding the bloody knife,
Yeah.
facing two other guards who have semi-automatic rifles aimed right at him and just pew, 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 W.
They shoot him.
It's left slightly ambiguous, but
Yeah.
yeah, that's the strong implication. His fate is sealed, or at least hanging by the thinnest thread after that violent act, even if it was defending a friend or himself.
Wow. So it ends with these massive cliffhangers for both Maya and Austin. What's the effect of ending it like that? What's the author saying?
Well, it's incredibly powerful, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
not just about suspense. I think the author uses these unresolved endings to say that in this world, for these characters, the struggles don't just stop. There are no neat resolutions.
Right. No happy endings wrapped in a bow.
Not at all. It forces you to sit with the discomfort, the uncertainty. It reflects this harsh reality where cycles of violence, poverty, systemic failures, they just keep going. It's a statement about the persistence of these brutal conditions.
Man, this Hoe Got Roaches in her crib. It's
Hike.
a lot. Profoundly affecting, leaves you with so much unresolved, so many questions about where these characters go or if they go anywhere.
Definitely. It sticks with you.
So for everyone listening, what did you make of it all? How do you feel about these characters, their choices? Where do you even begin to predict their stories might go? Let us know. We'd genuinely love to hear your thoughts in the comments.
Yeah, it really does hold a mirror up to some tough realities, doesn't it? Makes you think about society, individuals, how people cope or don't cope in really extreme situations. It's challenging, but it sparks important conversations about neglect, responsibility, the limits of the system.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for joining us for this intense discussion on episode 21 of Cliffhangers and Page Turners. If you found this valuable or just want to support more talks like this, please do like, comment, share, and subscribe. It really helps us out.
It does.
And get ready for next week. We're tackling a very different but equally compelling story in episode 22, The Wager by David Grann. History, survival, mutiny. It's going to be fascinating. You won't want to miss it.
Until then, keep turning those pages.